The well rope is fastened to the windlass. Doesn't look particularly strong. The groundwater is only a few metres down in this region. Presumably the well isn't very deep. Do you have any idea which artefact could be so powerful that it could make someone into the ruler of the world? No, that's been lost to the depths of the ocean. No, that's been thrown back into the same fire that was used to forge it. No, I haven't got a clue. It must be something that no one bargained for, something that no one has ever looked for. It'll be in the Gremlins book. If only I had it already. Why is that scarecrow not scaring you? Yes, certainly. And how? Normally you're the first to take flight. Good luck, little one, and don't get up to any mischief. A tatty-wonky scarecrow. Its clothing has been nibbled by mice, but the hat has something about it. A pumpkin patch, not particularly well cared for. Presumably MacGuffin spends a lot of time buried in his books and not enough time in his garden. A daring structure, and just like the whole house, pretty wonky. Doesn't look as if it'll last long. I'd say this is a pretty basic millstone. Grain is tipped into the hole above, and you then turn the upper stone. The flour then comes out of the side. A large brick fireplace. The fire grates on the outside, not inside the house. That's a bit unusual, but it does make sense if the professor doesn't wish to have an open fire inside. A swinging metal frame. You can hang pots or something of that sort onto it and then swing it over the fire. An old watering can made out of metal. It's small even by gremlin standards. Strange. Someone's fitted a wooden shutter in front of the little window. Looks like the shutter can be opened. It's pretty high up. A small old-fashioned shield. The inside is highly polished. The back of the fireplace. When MacGuffin wanted to heat his food up, he just needed to put it into one of those little stoves. Typical bachelor. Everything in a mess. Plates, pots, cups, covered with a sticky mixture of dust and fat. Dead flies. Ugh, yuck. A wooden tub, about half full of water. Oh, great. This has the professor's washing floating around in it. White shirts, grey socks, red underpants. Would appear to be a mirror frame. There are still a few broken shards of the old mirror around the edges. The mirror's turned so it reflects the fireplace. Strange. carpenter's cup. It looks old. Looks like the base for a statue. It's made out of stone and it's covered with strange characters. A stone casket placed in a wooden box. The box looks very cheap. It could be one of those storage containers. A strange stone head. It's been roughly hewn but has a few fine embellishments. A little wooden box. Doesn't look like an antique or anything particularly valuable. It has beautiful workmanship, though. It's locked. Old parchment and yellowing papers, filled with texts in many different foreign languages. Adonisham Western, Quenya and Sindarin, and technical drawings in Kuzdul. A large handwritten book. It looks like it's been used a lot. It's the Gremlin's diary. Perhaps I'll find some hints about the cellar. Let's take a closer look. Who would have ever thought that it would fall to someone like me, an old archaeologist, to stop this madness? And I didn't find the key to it on one of my expeditions, not in dark dungeons or in fiery mountains. Oh no, I discovered the answer in an old book. He must mean the book that was hidden in the cellar, in which the information about the artifact's whereabouts is written. The notes end mid-sentence. I wonder why I haven't heard anything from Archmage Alistair yet. I sent Beetle out with a message for him yesterday morning. I hope nothing has... That was the last entry. There are others before it. What's this at the beginning of this page? Today I have been examining the books that I brought back from the Grindle Mountains. Amongst them was a book about herbs and tinctures. An old herbalist was adamant that I would find a recipe to cure my cold feet in it. What a disappointment, though. Just superstitious nonsense about frog eyes and wool socks. I was just about to burn the book when I noticed that the volume contained other things. A disturbing tale of a tragic relationship between a magician and his pet sheep Boris, as well as a travel log written by a fairy explorer. The travel log described how the explorer landed on an island in the West Seas whilst searching for undiscovered fairy tribes. He created several very beautiful sketches of the temple ruins that can be found on that island. I will use these to entertain myself and translate the runes he drew. The next entry was made 2 days later. It's only barely legible. The gremlin appears to have been very excited. It must be the entrance. The wrath of the gods caused the temple to sink into the ocean, of course. But not all, not all. Ye gods, my hands are still shaking despite the fact that Beetle made me a calming herbal tea before he left. Good old Beetle, he has obviously got no clue how significant my discovery is. I have sent him to Master Alistair, the Archmage of the Humans. He is to hand him a sealed letter. Tomorrow Master Alistair will arrive, and I can unburden myself of this terrible responsibility. I will not be able to sleep a wink. And next there's the last entry that I read out before. There's nothing else there. Books, books, and more books. Most are ancient tomes. They appear to be written in just about every language. The book that MacGuffin told me about is hidden in the cellar. These books aren't of interest. I think these are all the things that the Professor uses on his digs. A brush, a little shovel, a sieve. I'll take the sieve. The rest looks pretty useless. Looks like a very ancient sarcophagus. Oh, strange. There are hinges on it, just like a door. Shame. Just a stinky mummy. What have we here?
What are you doing, Mortimer?
What the... Did you just speak? You speak?
Me? No.
Well, yes you do, quite obviously.
What is obvious?
That you can and do speak.
But of course.
But you just said that you didn't.
Why are you being so strange, Mortimer?
I'm not Mortimer.
Where is Mortimer?
You mean MacGuffin, the gremlin archaeologist who lives here, yes?
What?
Mortimer.
Yes?
You're called Mortimer?
No, of course not.
I think we're finished with this conversation.
I think you are slowly losing your marbles, Mortimer.
Presumably the sarcophagus lacks oxygen. A standard jelly glowfish. They're everywhere around here. This one here isn't glowing anymore, and won't ever again. The stone chest is decorated with 2 angels and has writing on it too. I can't read it. There's a 6-sided indentation on the base. Perhaps the mounting for a statue. Perhaps a memento from one of the Professor's expeditions. Not quite as good as a real mirror, but I can see my reflection. Looking good, as usual. What's that? A box with some kind of glass eye. It seems to be hanging directly in front of the gable window. I haven't got a clue what it's for. An upturned flower pot made of clay. There's a stone under it. That could be a firestone. That's coming with me. Presumably the Professor wanted to prevent the stone getting wet. A pile of logs. There is no way that MacGuffin will get through the winter with such a small amount, not even autumn. 3 should be enough. That was suspiciously easy. The rope is broken and the bucket's probably at the bottom of the well where it's of no use to anyone. That should hold. Let's give it a whirl. It worked. This means that I have a gremlin watering can full of water. Once they get going, they'll burn for a few hours. I can't set fire to logs just with a firestone. I need something that lights easily to get the fire started properly. They'll burn well. They're dry as bone. I'll give it a go. What? A crackling fire burns in the hearth. Ah, how nice. A wooden tub, about half full of water. Oh, great. This has the professor's washing floating around in it. White shirts, grey socks, red underpants. Not really worth a closer look. There's a stone in the undergrowth. There's something written on it, but I can't see what it is. That could be a little gravestone. I can't remove the undergrowth with my bare hands. It's very dense and has thorns. Better not. I haven't got any news and he'll only start reproaching me again. I can only see myself and a portion of the room in the improvised mirror. Must be that.
So good to see you, Mortimer. A very strange person was just here insisting that they were you.
That was me.
You, Mortimer? Why did you pretend to be you?
That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. Have you done something to your hair? You look so different.
Are you seriously mistaking me for a metre-high, wrinkly, bald old gremlin?
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself, Mortimer. Look at me. I've seen better days, too.
I am not Mortimer. Mortimer sent me. I'm looking for a secret cellar. Can you tell me how I can get into the cellar?
Into the cellar? Of course.
And where is the cellar?
What cellar do you mean?
What?
What? You have grown, Mortimer.
Yes, yes. Oh, how we laugh. A dragon's skull. It could have been a horntail, nasty creatures, but there are very few around these days. The last of them are now working almost exclusively as beasts of burden. They've not just lost their viciousness, they've lost their pride too. I'd say this is a pretty basic millstone. Grain is tipped into the hole above, and you then turn the upper stone. The flour then comes out of the side. I should hang something from it. The watering can with the cold well water is hanging on the metal arm. Let's see. The water's boiling. A watering can full of hot water. There's nothing more there of interest to me. It's locked. What's likely to happen, eh? Sand. Is it me, or has it just got much warmer in here? The chest is filled to the brim with fine sand. I haven't got a clue what else might be in there. I can hardly sift my way through the sand with my hand. There is something in there. A little brass key. Let's see. There's a bit of paper in the box. The paper's densely covered with writing. Deus ex machina. The ghost in the machine is the heading. There's also a drawing of a stone figure. At its feet is a vessel containing liquid. Let's take a look. The ghost in the machine is wise to all the secrets of this house. That's what's written here. Blah blah. Pour the fuel into the bowl at the foot of the machine to awaken the ghost. Fuel? Oh, here. Grind the beans and tip the powder into boiling water, then pour the mixture into the bowl. We've already had that bit. You'll get the beans from the machine. Strange. A machine that's meant to be familiar with all the secrets of the house. Wait, there is something else. There's a six-sided flat stone hidden under the paper. It has something a bit like a knob on the top of it. Let's see. Fits perfectly. I wonder if How pretty. Ooh, this must be the ominous machine which is reputed to have a ghost living in it. The vessel at its base must be for fuel. The statue has small holes in its nose, and it appears that the mouth could be opened. Hello, you in there, ghost? Give me beans for your draft. Oh, mighty ghost in the machine, give me the beans for your delicious, godly draft. Let's look at it this way. If you don't give me the beans, then I won't be able to prepare your stupid draft, and that won't be of any use to anyone. Why the wait? The vessel's a few centimetres deep and empty. There are some brown stains on the bottom. If it's worked at all, then those beans should be ground to a powder already. If it's worked at all, then those beans should be ground to a powder already. It works! The beans are being ground to powder. That's it. Very well. The water's turning brown. And it smells... lovely. That's the fuel for the machine sorted. And woe betide if this whole effort's in vain. Hello? You there, ghost. I have to find the secret cellar. Will you help me? Thanks. A clever mechanism. So this is the legendary secret cellar. The cellar continues on behind these bars. I can't see anything, but I bet that the book's in there somewhere. Guess even a secret cellar is in the end just a cellar, and all cellars have gardening tools such as these gardening shears. As long as I'm not expected to do the gardening now. A staff approximately 2 meters long with a top made of bronze. Looks like something's missing there. This picture seems to indicate that a ruby belongs in there. A small circular opening in the ground. It's decorated with an ancient script, just like the picture on the wall. A picture on a stone slab. It depicts a man in a robe with a staff in his hand. A jewel is glinting in the headpiece of the staff. Some sort of light beam shining on it. A small, fat figure. She's holding a mirror above her head. Looks ancient. The sad remains of extinct cultures and of the last camping trip. I can't discover anything of interest amongst this junk. There are 3 carved figures by the bars. Each one of them has a different precious stone. This one here has a blue sapphire in its head. This bird has an eye made out of a blue precious stone. I think it's a sapphire. This figure looks a bit like a dog. One of its eyes is a large ruby. The spider has an emerald on its back, green. The window's open. The last rays of sunlight can enter the house. The window's open. The last rays of sunlight can enter the house. I don't believe it. Now I've ended up doing the gardening. It is indeed a gravestone. A little gravestone made of granite that's got Kinski inscribed on it. I think I'd better take the staff with me. It might come in handy elsewhere.
Yoo-hoo!
I will say this one more time. I'm not Mortimer.
Of course not, if you say so.
Mortimer has been kidnapped, and I wanted to rescue him. I guess...
That's terrible. You'll have to hide.
Me? Why?
They want to kidnap you.
That's already happened. Mortimer, it's Mortimer. Mortimer has already been kidnapped.
But that's impossible. Who is talking to me at night, then?
Mortimer is your friend, is he not? Did he, excavate you?
You could say that. I was lying in the dark for quite some time. Then the lid opened, and Mortimer was there. I've been with him ever since.
Well, as things look right now, Mortimer's not going to be here to chat for some time.
We do not chat. We discuss, we deliberate, we debate, we chat. But we would never go skiing.
Huh?
Why? Do you really want to go skiing?
I don't want to go skiing.
What is skiing?
No idea. I know you've never been down there, but there was a staff in the cellar, and there's a precious stone that belongs on the top of it, a ruby. Do you know where it is?
But of course, Mortimer. You asked me to hide it for you. Don't you remember?
I must have forgotten about that.
Oh, what would you do without me?
Could you please just give it to me? I just need it for a second.
What?
The jewel. And before you ask, I mean the stone that you put somewhere safe for me. And please don't tell me that you've forgotten.
How could I forget that? You said it was very important that no one found the stone.
Oh, okay. Now please can I have it back?
Why would I give a complete and utter stranger Mortimer's stone?
But I am Mortimer.
Don't be ridiculous. You're too tall, too thin, too hairy, and you have those things there.
But I am Mortimer.
Don't be ridiculous. You're too tall, too thin, too hairy, and you have those things there.
I'm a friend of Mortimer. He's sent me to fetch something out of the cellar.
I have never seen you here before, and I never forget a face.
Please, it's urgent.
I do not know whether I can trust you. I would only give a really good friend of Mortimer's the jewel.
That's me. I saved his life. Well, maybe.
Really? If you are truly a good friend of Mortimer, then you will be able to give me the answer to the following question. What color is his underwear?
Red. He mostly wears red underwear.
That's right. Red silk underwear. But I'm still not quite satisfied. So, what is his cat's name?
His cat died some while ago. Her gravestone's outside. Her name was Kinski.
It was a tomcat. The poor thing was always so happy playing with my bandages.
Yes, very sad, very sad. But hopefully this proves that I am a good friend of old Mortimer, does it not?
You have only answered one of my questions.
2? You asked me about his underwear.
But why would his underwear be of any interest to me?
Oh, come on, don't change the subject. Are you going to give me that jewel now?
No, not yet. I have one last question. What did Count Grunschfeld or Pieperbock say to his adjutant Henninger shortly before the Battle of Budlerberg?
Huh?
Wrong.
No, I just don't understand what you're talking about.
I am a trifle unsure about this too. It is a bit like a coded question.
And do you know the answer?
Of course. Mortimer told me.
And you haven't forgotten it?
No. So, what is the answer?
$234, of course.
How? What?
234. I know all about that. Mortimer told me many times.
234 what?
How can anyone who is a good friend of Mortimer not know that?
But how? What?
234. Mortimer never told you that?
Well, yes. 234?
So it turns out that you aren't such a good friend after all then. if you don't even know anything about the 234.
Oh. Oh, that! You mean that 234?
Yes, exactly.
With that thingy?
Precisely. I see that you are a good friend of old Mortimer's after all.
Of course.
Splendid! Now that you've proven that, can you give me the jewel?
At last. Many thanks.
You're welcome. Fits perfectly. The light beam is reflected by the little figure's mirror, but it's simply shining onto the floor. A picture on a stone slab. It depicts a man in a robe with a staff in his hand. A jewel is glinting in the headpiece of the staff. Some sort of light beam shining on it. There are strange marks on the figure's pedestal. Looks like the figure may have been turned. I've got to try and turn it back to its original position. Excellent, the path is clear. This must be the secret book. Oh, it's been written by hand and there are several pictures. There are a few words written in orange ink. That doesn't exist, does it? The artifact of divine fate. This is serious. I should get this book to the Archmage as quick as I can. As long as I don't bump into the sorcerer or his troll, I should manage to make Seastone by midday tomorrow. Shouldn't be a problem. Uh-oh. Ah! Ah!
Why are you staring like that? Never seen a town guard before?
No. You're a human, aren't you?
Me? Yes, You could say that, never been anything else.
Wow.
My name is Bartholomew Anton Shieldhand, Royal Town Guard of Seastone. And who are you?
My name is, Willow Brush, Weatherwood.
What kind of a name is that?
Well, it's just my name.
So you don't want to tell me your real name then? On a secret mission, are we?
Where am I?
This lovely seaside resort, residence of the Archmage and home of the sea shanty singers, is Seastone.
Seastone? Then I made it!
Absolutely, I'd say. And here's me thinking that the orcs were firing grunts at our walls again.
I have to see the Archmage. It's urgent.
Then I wish you the best of luck. The guard at the upper gate follows very strict procedures. He won't let you through to the Archmage that easily.
Is the Archmage even in his tower at the moment?
I'm not allowed to give out any information on that subject. Those are the regulations.
Can you tell me anything about the Archmage? Do you know him personally?
Of course I know him. The Seastone Town Guard is also responsible for protecting the Archmage.
Why does he need protection if he's as powerful as everyone says?
Well, he's not exactly the greatest of warriors.
No?
No. He's more strange. He thinks about stuff, you know.
Strange. Why does he do that?
Who knows, who knows.
What do you mean by upper town?
Well, the town's divided into the upper town and the lower town. The Archmage's tower is, of course, in the upper town.
And what's in the lower town?
Taverns, shops, the common people's dwellings. Well, at least they used to live there. Not anymore.
Where are the town's inhabitants?
Gone. Lots of them died when the town was besieged, and most of the survivors then went off with Gustav the Handsome to take revenge. That was rather less than successful.
And how many people are still living here?
Not so many anymore. If the Archmage hadn't had his tower here, the town would have probably been abandoned.
Sounds pretty sad.
But things will get better. Wait until we win the war, and everyone comes back. Well, those that are still alive.
But if almost no one lives here, who are you guarding?
Oh, I'm not guarding the inhabitants, I'm guarding the town. I'm guarding it like my father did before me and his father before him. But not his father, he was a blacksmith. But his brother-in-law was a town guard, and his father was a baker.
Interesting. I have to go. I'll get in to see the Archmage one way or another.
Well, I never. I have to get back to my post too. My break's over. So, Willowbrush Weatherwood, who wants to become a pirate, best of luck on your adventure. We'll no doubt bump into each other again.
Thanks, Mr. Shieldhand. See you later. I think that's the town's coat of arms, but it's pretty faded and dirty. You can't really see anything. Oh, a fluffy, wuffy little bunny rabbit. All white and soft and gentle and sweet. And I just want to cuddle it and... Oh, I'm an adventurer now. I must act like one. It's a rabbit, a white one. Here, rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Not a chance. It won't let itself be caught that easily. And besides, I wouldn't know what to do with the rabbit anyway. I mean, except just love it to bits. It says The Meadows. No idea what that's supposed to be. Swamp of Death. I don't think so. Doesn't sound particularly healthy to me. It says The Meadows. No idea what that's supposed to be. There have been some heavy battles fought around Seastone in the last few years. It looks like the town definitely sustained some damage. I don't think anyone in my family has ever set foot in a human town before, not even Grandad. There are 2 signs on the door. One says Master Marcus's Magic Mage School. The other says back soon. Both signs are covered in cobwebs. They must have been hanging there for days or even weeks. Some boxes and cartons, they're all empty. A pretty shabby stall. Doesn't look like anything's been sold here recently. The cart is pretty overgrown. It obviously hasn't been moved in months. What kind of name is that? I've never been to a tavern with a more ridiculous name. Well, then again, I've never actually been to a human tavern before. You hear a lot of bad things about rundown taverns. On the other hand, they're often the starting point of many a fantastic adventure, and to be perfectly honest, I haven't had enough of those yet.
Have you got Form 12B for me?
Oh, the blue one.
No, it's just a green one. Hurry up. The post office is about to close for lunch.
You're going to the post office? Oh, I'll come with you. I need a delivery note and I want to send off a registered letter.
What are you doing?
What do you think?
You can see what we're doing.
We're playing.
Oh, damn, I've forgotten my ID card.
You can have a copy of your passport certified by a solicitor. Hang on, I'll mark the solicitor for you on the map.
What are you playing?
The only true kind of game, a role-playing game.
And what is this role-playing game all about?
It's set in a fantasy world.
Totally without dragons, orcs, and magic.
But instead... Oh! Here, come over here. I found the tax inspector.
Wait for me, I'll be there in a sec.
Once I've got this stamp, I can finally conclude the fiscal year.
You know what that means?
Tax office!
Might I ask you who you both are?
Of course. I'm Jack Smith, level 42 consultant at a medium-sized cooperative bank. But I want to retrain as a tax consultant with specialization in tax-effective investments. They have really fabulous skill trees.
And I'm Mary Ellen Skittles, level 40, local government officer. My bicycle's got a 3-speed gear.
I've not the slightest idea what those two are talking about. Maybe it's a role-player thing. I meant, who are you two in real life?
Oh, right. I used to be a successful merchant. I had a shop here in town and lots of market stalls. Now all I own is that knackered old stall outside the door there. No customers, no business.
Then maybe I could buy something from you.
Yeah, great. Why, whatever.
And who are you?
I'm Master Marcus, the local mage teacher.
You're the mage teacher. Could you maybe...
Shh, the game started.
And this device, what does it do?
What indeed? We type in our input and the machine shows us what everyone else is doing.
It saves our equipment and controls the characters that aren't being controlled by other players.
And how does it work?
No idea. That thing is linked to a server somehow, and that takes care of running it.
Then best of luck in wherever.
Thanks for nothing.
You know, that's about the silliest game I've ever heard of. Why would anyone flee from their own world into a fantasy world in order to complete meaningless tasks? Mum bottles apple sauce in jars like that back home. Ours are smaller though. The shelves are full of dusty bottles and tankards. Some are still half full. Perhaps the owners had to leave town in a hurry. Splendid two-pointer. These two use the same machine to play their strange role-playing game. My family would just love this. A door bearing a sign. It says server's room, no entry. It says no entry. Now, just because I'm in a big town doesn't mean I'm going to turn into a criminal. Excuse me.
Hmm?
And you really enjoy playing the game?
Of course!
Certainly. You can escape the tedium of reality with all its magic and monsters. And you meet new people. It's not only us who play this game.
It's played all over the world.
There are 6 people currently online. Well, 4 if you don't include us.
But one's just gone off to the toilet.
And when is the game over? When have you won?
One. There is no winner. Just like in real life.
The game has no end. You just keep on playing and... Oh! A traffic warden's wanting to write me a ticket.
Leave her. That's a hard quest series. You can try to lodge a written appeal and then you have to...
So the game never ends? Great. Well then, see you.
Thanks for nothing.
Halt! Access only for authorised persons.
Shield Hand, are you the guard of the upper gate?
Dead right. And you don't have access to the upper town.
As I already mentioned to you at the outer gate, I must speak to the Archmage. It's urgent.
And as I've already mentioned to you, the guard at the upper gate follows very strict procedures.
But why didn't you say you were the guard?
Well, I wasn't on duty, and you shouldn't mix business with pleasure. Anyway, it's much funnier this way.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. There has to be a way to get to see the Archmage. What would I have to do?
Only people with personal invitations from the Archmage himself are allowed in. Do you have an invitation?
Of course.
And? Where is it?
It's an invisible invitation.
An invisible invitation? Really?
Yes, from the Unseen University.
Never heard of it. So, where's the invitation?
My my dog ate it.
I've no time for this. So, where's the invitation?
You don't need to see my invitation.
I certainly do.
You don't need to see my invitation.
You really believe that'll work?
It was worth a try, wasn't it?
Not really. So, where's the invitation?
No, unfortunately not.
Well, there you go. Without an invitation, there's no way you'll ever be admitted to see the Archmage. But you could be admitted, of course. If you were a mage yourself.
Mages are allowed to speak with the Archmage.
Naturally. He's the head of the order, after all. You know any mages by any chance?
Well, I'd like to be one myself.
And I'd like to be a dewdrop on a wood elf's butt cheek.
Really? Why?
Well, Look, only mages or people with invitations can get into the tower.
So I'd be able to see the Archmage if I was accompanied by a mage?
No, the mage would be allowed up, not you. But you could say, give a message to the mage.
But I must speak to the Archmage himself, and I have to give him something.
Well then, you must be a mage yourself.
How do you know whether someone is a mage or not? Their magical aura? Or by the charisma and wisdom they radiate?
By their mage diploma.
Huh?
Every trained mage has a mage diploma. They can show it to me here, and then I let them into the upper town.
So that means if I show you a mage diploma, I can see the Archmage?
Well, show me an honestly acquired mage's diploma made out in your name, and I'll take you to the Archmage myself.
If there's no other way, then I, Wilbrush Weatherwood, will just end up being the first magician in a long line of pirates.
Good luck. You'll find the mage teacher in the tavern. Just see what he thinks of the idea.
I'm going to get my mage diploma. Just you wait and see.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh man, there's no way I can do a full course of mage training just to get into the Archmage's Tower. Maybe the mage teacher will lend me a diploma, and once I've given up the ring, well, maybe I could really take a stab at it. A basket. It belongs to Mr. Shieldhand. It contains the rest of his giant sandwich. A basket. It belongs to Mr. Shieldhand. The Seastone City coat of arms. I recognise it from a map. It looks a little worse for wear. Oh, like everything else here. This fruit looks like grapes. In truth, they're grapes from a poison ivy. I was bedridden for 2 weeks because of those as a child, and I read about Knight Tilo's adventures. A wooden box full of tools, including, amongst other things, a saw. Of course, the saw doesn't meet the gnome tool safety regulations and it's a tad rusty. Still, I think it's usable. It says no entry. Now, just because I'm in a big town doesn't mean I'm going to turn into a criminal. Excuse me. Master Marcus, I need,
Shh, I'm playing.
Yes, but I urgently need,
Later!
But without a mage diploma, I can't...
Listen, I really haven't got time right now. My character's tax return is due. I've been playing towards it for days.
Not a prayer. I'm not going to get a blessed thing from Master Marcus as long as that game is running. I don't understand what's being displayed there, or what these two are entering, but the machine seems to be functioning perfectly. The door's locked. The mage teacher is still sitting in the tavern playing that strange game. It says The Meadows. No idea what that's supposed to be. There's a sack on the cart. Something about the smell tells me it's probably full of rotten grain. Nothing for me there. A very dirty drain. The sewer should be down there somewhere. Hello, Mr. Shieldhand.
Hello, Willow Brush. What do you want?
How can I become an accredited mage then?
You? Not at all.
And how do others do it?
Well, there are mage schools. There's one just down the street, Master Marcus's magical mage school. But Master Marcus shut up shop weeks ago. Now he spends the whole day sitting in the tavern playing some kind of role-play game.
I'm off to get my mage diploma. You'll see. A basket. It belongs to Mr. Shieldhand. It contains the rest of his giant sandwich.
Halt! Access only for authorised persons. Or has Mr. Gnome become a mage in the meantime?
Not yet. No choice. What the? A hairy demon. He's operating a machine. It says online, whatever that means. The chair looks just like the chair the demon is sitting on. I guess it's a replacement chair. A small black container. It could be an inkwell. The demon might notice if I were to take his inkwell and exact a terrible revenge. For save games. Sorry, couldn't resist. The waste bin is right under the slot in the machine. Strange. The waste bin is empty. There are a lot of index cards in the filing cabinet. Each card bears a small table and a picture. The cards are sorted alphabetically. Let's see. Rare watering can, volume 5 litres. Used for geraniums, increases potted plant lifespan by 2. Epic folder, offers room for up to 16 forms. Slip-resistant suspenders, prevents sock slippage. These index cards seem to contain descriptions of all the items in the game. Now, let's see if we can annoy the demon. Whoa, that demon's fast. He must have amazing intellectual powers. That server's chair is a pretty rickety piece of woodwork. He's not really likely to let me saw that chair while he's sitting on it. The demon seems to be busy. He probably has to toil day and night just to keep the game going. The server is so busy working that he won't notice a thing. The chair is still standing, but it should tip over pretty easily. Time for another go. That would have hurt the being made of flesh and blood.
Hey, what's going on? Nothing's working. Has the server crashed? And I'm standing in a restricted parking zone right now. I've just about had enough of this. You pay all that money month after month, the developers make huge profits, and still nothing works. Everything they've got is junk. All a whole load of totally outdated technology. I've had enough. I'm writing a complaint. If they don't get their technical problems under control, then I'm out of here. Absolutely. Me too.
Excellent. It looks like all I have to do is ensure a second technical problem and the two will finally stop playing. The first complaint from the players landed right in the waste bin. I think I've strained the database enough. The demon might notice if I were to take his inkwell and exact a terrible revenge. There's a small stone beside the large one. It's half buried in the ground. Ugh! I've discovered the secret world of beetles, bugs, and fleas and spiders. Okay then, I'll collect some of those bugs in the jar. Done. Ooh, beetles, bugs, and all sorts of creepy crawlies are scurrying around inside the jar. Hey, what did you just hide there?
Nothing.
I saw you eating something, and then you hid it when you saw me. What was it?
You what? I wasn't eating anything.
Oh, yes, you were. It was a long, yellow thing.
And if I was? That's a whole crateful that's been delivered. And I'm taking the rest of the monkey just as soon as I have my next break period.
That's food for the hairy demon in the tavern.
What do you mean, a demon? That's a monkey.
A what?
A monkey. Monkeys love bananas. And me too.
Isn't it dangerous for humans to eat demon food?
What? Bananas are delicious. The monkey goes crazy for them.
Would you let me try a banana?
No, I've already eaten two, and the monkey still needs to have some, sorry. If you would excuse me, I have to, guard the town.
You want to eat more of them, right?
Perhaps?
Hello, Mr. Shieldhand.
Hello, Willowbrush. What do you want?
About the food for that hairy demon.
Yes?
Where did you get the demon food?
The roleplay company sends a crate every week by air freight. I receive them and take them to the tavern.
And it doesn't bother anyone that you take a couple of those things from every delivery?
Well, perhaps it's not officially.
And if I were to tell the Archmage, wouldn't he punish you?
Perhaps. But how are you going to meet the Archmage? You got a mage diploma?
Those two players get really upset about technical difficulties in their role-playing game.
Yes. And?
Could the difficulties be related to the fact that someone is depriving the hairy demon of his food?
Well, no. I can't imagine that.
What if we ask the merchant and the mage teacher what they think about it? After all, they pay a lot of money to ensure that the game works.
Well,
And if it really is due to the lack of fruit, maybe they would like their money back.
All right. Here's a banana. You have to peel the skin off it before you can eat it. Now, get out of here.
Oh, thanks ever so much. Maybe I can distract him with this. Hey, demon, look what I have here.
What's going on now? Can you do anything?
No, everything's locked up.
I've got lag.
Lag.
That's it. I can't be bothered anymore. I'm checking this in.
They'll suffer the consequences for what they're doing.
Right. Well, I'll give them one more chance.
But just one.
It's not like we couldn't stop if we wanted to.
We could, but we don't want to.
Too right. Except if they don't get to grips with their problems.
Then it's over. Write that to them.
No way! What will it take to finally get those two to stop playing? Let's see. Ah!
Oh, what's going on now?
The server's gone crazy.
Completely buggy. I'm not going to get upset about it. Why should I get upset about it?
What?
I started playing this game because it was fun. It isn't anymore. And if it isn't fun, then you should just stop playing it.
Devil!
Bill, are you all right? Bill, you've got to breathe. Come on, let's get some fresh air. We'll pick up where we left off in a few days, okay?
I did it! At last they stopped playing. I'll be able to have a halfway normal conversation with them now. The mage teacher simply must lend me a diploma. How else can I get into the tower? The machine is dead. It seems nothing works when the server is out. The merchant doesn't look particularly happy. I hope he helps me just the same. Hello, Mr. Merchant.
What do you want?
I'm not allowed into the upper town, but I need to see the Archmage. It's urgent.
Don't tell me the miserable town guard won't let you through. I've been living in this town for 30 years and I've never been up there yet. We're supposed to pay up so that the beautiful people can all live nice and posh up there in the upper town. But will they let us in? Heh, no way. Luckily, I'm a non-taxpayer on principle.
I've been asking myself why you look so grumpy.
That's got nothing to do with you, has it?
Not directly, but
Everything's going down the pan. Everything.
well,
My beautiful market stalls have been burnt down, my shop is closed, and it's all thanks to that dirtbag.
you mean the Shadow Army?
Our own leader. Instead of just faffing around, they should have gone straight in and hit them hard. It was all right in the past. I used to sell 500 arrows a day, mana potions by the gallon, power elixirs, invulnerability potions, all the good stuff. But nowadays, no one's buying anymore. All dead. And who cares about my turnover? Nobody, that's who.
Oh, how terrible.
And then there's that damned king of thieves. He'd have the cheese off my sandwich if I didn't look out.
The King of Thieves? Who's that?
A miserable thieving rat. It pinched everything edible off my stall while I was playing WOB. He used to go thieving all over before, but now, since all the traders have gone, he just steals from me.
Somehow I don't find that entirely illogical.
What? It's unfair, that's what it is. But with us honest traders, he's able to do that.
If I were to catch the King of Thieves for you, What would that be worth to you?
You? How would a little squirt like you deal with the king of thieves?
The king is even smaller than I am. Besides, I have experience at hunting rats.
Well, it can't hurt, I suppose. But I don't want him caught. I want to see him dead.
Kill? Oh, I don't know about that.
Here's my offer. You kill the rat and bring me his mask as proof. And as a reward, you can choose 3 items from my fine range of goods. And get a move on. I'm off out of here soon. What can an honest, hard-working trader still do in a place like this? I want my revenge, and then my peace and quiet.
I want to buy something from you.
What then?
You don't happen to have any mage diplomas, do you? Or invitations from the Archmage?
In front, next to the free gold.
I don't see anything I want to buy. Maybe later. I have to go. Maybe I'll come by later.
If you have to.
A weather vane in a mage school. I wonder if my parents will be able to accept the fact that I'm different. Oh, wow!
Can I help you?
I need to see the Archmage, Master Marcus. It's urgent.
Why are you bothering me with that? The Archmage and I, we aren't necessarily the best of friends.
I can't get into the upper part of the town without a mage diploma.
I understand, and what should I do about it?
I thought, well, maybe you could lend me a diploma. I urgently need to give something to the Archmage. Something important for the good of the world.
Everything that good does is, after all, important, right? But I can't help you. I can't just award degrees to any old Tom, Dick, or Harry. The Mage Guild already has me under close scrutiny.
Is there really no other way? I must give the Archmage something important.
I'm not going to take it to him, and Bill the Merchant is not permitted in the upper town. There's the town guard. He could take it up there for you.
I can't. I swore to give it to the Archmage personally.
Then, my little friend, you're going to have to become a mage graduate.
Why don't you like the Archmage? Did he do something to you?
No, it's just that we've known each other for aeons. You could say all our lives, really. And he gets on my nerves.
Why?
His raised index finger. His idealism, he always just sees the good in everything.
What's wrong with believing in good?
Nothing. I used to as well. But when you look at what's happened to this town, what's happening to so many other towns, then you really have to be an idiot not to doubt everything.
I see no reason to.
Then you're just a happy gnome.
Can I do that? Become a certified mage, I mean.
Of course, anyone can be whatever they want if only they desire it enough.
Yes, that's true.
No, it's not.
But I can try, can't I?
Most people have so little magic in them that they can't even cast one itty-bitty spell in their whole life.
I want to try.
Don't be silly.
What else should I do? I'm certainly not going to just sit around here and do nothing. So, can I become a student?
All right, then, Mr. Gnome.
Wilbur Weathervane.
Then, Wilbur Weathervane, if you want to be admitted to this mage school of excellence, you will need 3 things. You need a mage's robe. Not just any old rags, of course, something substantial made of magical fabric. Then you need a wand. That's your most important tool as a mage. Well, besides your mind. And thirdly, a pile of gold.
Gold?
A whole pile of it. If I'm going to be wasting my time, I at least want to get paid for it.
Fine. And how fast can I complete my diploma?
That depends entirely on you. As a pupil of this establishment, you can take your exam at any time. Some manage very quickly. Most never pass at all.
You wouldn't perhaps have an old robe I could wear?
Certainly not. Not in your size anyway, little man. Anyway, it's tradition for the prospective mage to tailor their first robe themselves. Can you sew?
Oh, I was always good at handicrafts.
That's good. You can't imagine how ridiculous lots of these mages look with their self-tailored robes, or without them when a gust of wind blows. Mage robes have to be made out of a special magical fabric. It protects you from many simple spells and curses, but for that it has to be sewn using a magical needle as well.
So I need a magically treated cloth and a needle and thread. That much is clear. And I need a pattern. I mean, it's not like I know a lot about magic robes. Can I buy a magic wand here in the school? Or is there somewhere else I can find one?
You can't just buy any old wand. The wand has to fit the mage, you understand? The wand picks the mage, not the other way around. Ask Bill the merchant if he's got a couple of wands. Lots of good mages have died recently. Perhaps you'll get lucky.
I'm a poor gnome. Where am I supposed to get a pile of gold?
If I knew where there were piles of gold just lying around, then I would have helped myself by now, don't you think?
Can't I just work off my debt once you've accepted me as a student?
Ah, a gnome can't earn that much with honest work.
You don't expect me to steal, do you?
There are many gradations between honest work and stealing. Take Whooperman, the showman. He's very rich, and that without ever having worked, and without ever stealing.
How does that work?
He knows people's folly and makes use of it. Ask him.
How can I find him?
His wagon is out there on the meadow. Here, take this.
A postcard?
It shows you the most important points around here. You can use it to quickly get between one place and another.
Whoa! Nice glasses you're wearing.
Oh, these. These are magic glasses. We mages can read invisible secret texts with them.
Something like that really exists.
Of course. Many mages are very distrustful and guard their knowledge like a treasure.
And what are you reading there?
The weekly magical paper, classified section.
Wow! I'll go and get what I need then.
If you say so.
Hang on. Oh, I'd give a lot to be able to read these books, but I'm sure only students are allowed to do that. Some kind of mini kitchen. There's a lot of weird ingredients that could be used for the pot. Could I maybe just once?
No.
But I...
Just for pupils.
I wonder how many humans once trained to become mages here.
3.
Do. What is that? A mirror? I can only see myself in it faintly. The frame is quite heavy and decorated with all sorts of faces and skulls, and the mirror surface, it flows. I've never seen anything like it. A lovely crystal ball on a small stand. It looks completely transparent to me. No fog, no burning eyes, and no visions of the future to be found. Master Marcus, can you predict the future with the ball?
You what? That's just silly hocus pocus. You need tea leaves or tarot cards for that.
Then why do you have the ball?
It was a promotional gift.
May I have it?
If you like.
A shorn sheep, I think. Maybe it's been written on using magic chalk.
It's blank.
But it could have been written on using magic chalk. Beneath the head there hangs a sign. It reads, "The sheep, a mage's best friend. It protects us, it keeps us warm." Wow. A ratty old box containing some strange objects. Most are quite dusty. Master Marcus, what are all these things in this box?
Hmm? Oh, that's just old magic stuff. Help yourself.
Great, thanks. Here's a needle and some thread. And here are 3 small glass vials filled with coloured potions, all tightly corked. The rest really does seem to be just junk.
Oi, wait! You! You!
What's going on over there?
Ah!
Wow! A supervillain!
I'll get you if it's the last thing I do. It'll be your turn sooner or later.
Hello, Mr. Merchant.
Ah, you. Why is that rat still alive?
I'm working on it.
Well, good. What do you want?
I want to buy something from you.
What then?
I need a magic wand. Do you have any in stock?
Of course, I have the largest range of magic wands you'll find anywhere.
Excellent.
But you know, magic wands have to match the mage. So they have to come down to test the wands personally.
I am the mage. Soon?
You? That's a good one.
I mean it.
I don't have any time for kids messing about.
But I need a magic wand to be accepted into the mage school. Please, let me try it.
Ah, well, if you must. Come here. Here, wave it around in the air a bit. Nothing. Try this one. It's 5 1/4-inch balsa, threaded with a lugworm's spinal cord. This is going to take some time. I've had enough, that's it. There's not one single spark of magic in you, and I'm not having you waste any more of my time.
But that was only 4 magic wands.
I don't care, I've had enough. I haven't got any more anyway. Tough. Go and find a wand somewhere else.
And thanks for all your help.
Thanks for nothing.
It's there inside me. I know it. I just have to find the right wand. Hello, Mr. Merchant.
Ah, you. Why is that rat still alive?
I'm working on it.
Well, good. What do you want?
I want to buy something from you.
What then?
I need some magically treated cloth. About a roll.
Yep, I've got that here. That's 2 gold per thigh.
That seems pretty expensive to me.
The prices have just gone up. You just can't imagine how much demand there is for magically worked cloth when there's a war on. It's a hell of a business.
I don't see anything I want to buy. Maybe later. I have to go. Maybe I'll come by later.
If you have to.
A green potion. Can't imagine what that's for. A blue potion in a little vial. No idea what it does. A vial filled with a red potion. I have absolutely no idea what it does. That's the crystal ball from the mage school. Master Marcus says he received it as a promotional gift. That's a map of the area. It can help me travel from one place to another more quickly. A cage full of hair. Huh, here's a small sign saying Bertram, the world's fattest hamster. Wow.